So my first sector that I ever actually niched out in is the real estate industry. So much opportunity when it comes to the real estate industry. So recognize that North America is approximately 18 to 20% foreign-born population, and that's only increasing. Yet residential developers, realtors, commercial developers don't recognize that there's so many differences when it comes to cultural negotiations, when it comes to how do we use intermediaries when we're looking at selling a massive building? What about the whole concept of a salesperson? In North America, we're really taught to boast about how many sales that we have, and that gives us our credibility. Yet, it's a very different type of trust when it comes to working with collectivists. And that boasting actually wouldn't work at all. They would look at humility, and they would want much more of an authentic relationship created, which takes time. We look at time in a much more contractual way in North America. They look at time as polychronic and relationship based. Now we can even do a bit of a deeper dive. How do we look at homes and change the way we're showing homes so that we're not using so much of our time? Recognize a lot of different cultures are going to be looking for different things. So for example, the Japanese, in Tokyo, when you look at a dwelling in Tokyo, it's a small dwelling due to the cost of real estate. And so they definitely would be looking at things like great room concepts rather than that traditional concept of living in dining rooms. Think about the smallest of things. We may have Korean clients. They come in, they want to do things like, believe it or not, karaoke. Karaoke is huge in Korea. And we can do something very simple when it comes to looking at how we wire basements before somebody moves in. We can wire it for their own sound systems. So these are the smallest of things that we can do to make something seem much more appealing. It's also, when we look at the commercial real estate industry, I have been told point blank that it is a very white male dominated industry where most, yes, they may have the metrics when it comes to diversity in their accounting team, in their IT team, but not at the leadership level. And so they're looking at that metrics. It's what the organizations that are hiring them wants. So they know they need to move the dial. They just don't know how. And that's why I am beyond privileged to work as much as I do in the real estate industry.